Tabidi tumekuwa wakulima leo hapa hivi kwenye show. So if you're out there, uko kwa shamba with your jembe or your hoe, welcome to the show. We are going to be taking a look at matters of agribusiness here today. And you're tuning in, I'm just holding stems from the Juncao Grass. Juncao Grass, yeah? So Juncao Grass, literally meaning fungus grass in Chinese, which was developed by Chinese scientists, I'm seeing here, after decades of research and cultivation. So what is Juncao, and why exactly do I have pieces of your farm here with me on the show? So tune in if you want to get into agribusiness. I'm sitting down here with an interesting gentleman who's been able to create a demo farm as well as to get into this type of business to enable pastoralists in Kenya to combat challenges which are, of course, from food insecurity for the livestock themselves, but also food insecurity for human beings, since we depend on this livestock in one way or another. Teddy is here with me. Previously on the show, we had discussed matters of construction, but while you're constructing your house, hapo kando kuna garden, you also have to think about your livestock, right? So let's discuss livestock today with the sales manager of Juncao Grass Technology here with me on Biashara Tuesday. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Right. Very glad to have you again, man.
I'm so happy also to be here.
Yeah.
It's another moment.
Yes.
I remember the last time I was here, we were talking about a different story that was construction. But today we are on Juncao.
Yes.
Juncao Grass.
Good thing we're not relentless. Opportunity, business, we just have to discuss anything else that comes up. Next time you come here with, maybe transportation. Who knows?
Yeah. We are, developing in very different ways nowadays.
Yes.
Yes.
So we need to provide these opportunities and let people know how they can be a part of it. Teddy, I'll allow you to introduce yourself, maybe. Just do yourself justice there, and then we can get to know all about Juncao.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has been in support to Juncao, the whole team of Juncao, our parents, and every Kenyan that is out there watching. I really want to appreciate you for sparing your time to actually follow up on Juncao at K24. Today I'm happy to be with Richard. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Since last 2 years ago.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, and today having this such moment is quite a great moment for me.
Right. Let's just start right away from what I've been holding here.
Yes.
Let us know what this is, and then we can get to know about your venture.
Okay. Today I came with a sample stem. This is a stem cut. Actually, we use this one for planting Juncao. Actually, for Juncao, we don't use seeds because it doesn't have flowers. That's the good part of it. It's a hybrid from China, and it's one of the best grass that we have so far in Kenya, due to so many benefits that Juncao offers. Yes. Right.
You're trying to transform Kenya's pastoralism through this. How exactly does Juncao fit into that vision of transforming pastoralism?
Juncao has been used in, actually has been grown in China for quite a while, and they have invested so much on Juncao in terms of farming Juncao, because it's one of the fodder that is being used to feed livestock, dairy farmers, beef farmers. Actually, Juncao is also food for poultry and also fish.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you have Juncao, you actually have an immense solution to fodder.
All right.
Yes.
You're saying that when there's no quality grass and no good, there's therefore no good future for our livestock. How is this how is the quality of this grass?
First of all, Juncao grass technology has really enhanced its way of survival, in that it can survive in desert area. That's why it's being used for desertification. It can also survive with alkaline water in salty areas. You can be able to grow Juncao very well. And Juncao can also grow in very cold areas. So with Juncao, it has so many benefits of survival, in that it can survive in any areas, and on top of it, it has crude protein that is 18.6, which is very essential for dairy farmers. When you have a CP of 18.6, you look at high yield of productivity for your milk. And also the other part is that it's fodder for so many livestock in Kenya. So when you're talking about Juncao, we're looking at zero grazing, whereby you have your own farm, you grow Juncao, so you'll be able to harvest Juncao and feed your livestock wherever you are. And also on top of that, Juncao actually matures very fast. Within 3 weeks, I mean 3 months, you can be able to have your first harvest. And then in 7 to 8 months is when now you have Juncao at a height of 6 meters and above. Mostly for propagation. Yes.
All right, so 7 months thereabout, you have your returns. How's the tilling process like? Is that hectic? How does it go during planting?
Actually, with Juncao, it's very easy to plant. Actually, you dig at least a hole of around 10 centimeter. And then once you plant the Juncao, you must, you ensure that the buds, which are very, the ones that normally sprout, actually don't face the ground, so that at least you give them room to sprout. And then you cover the topsoil with around at least 5 centimeter, and then you add manure on top of the topping of the Juncao. And then on top of it, after that, you will be watering in the morning and in the evening, at least for 1 year. At least there will be that consistency in water. And then after that, you can reduce on water, because Juncao roots normally go down on the ground almost up to 2 meters in search of preservation of water and moisture.
So this is why they can survive even in desert areas, right?
Yes. And the roots are very strong. Actually, they can stretch to a radius of almost 4 to 5 meters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe 2 meters in, 4 5 meters in radius. That's a very good stable ground for them to survive even the El Nino that is coming up.
Actually, that's one of the important things that we are actually pushing for right now. And El Nino is here once again. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago, we really suffered a very big hit. We lost a lot of heads of cattle, and that translated to a lot of billions in terms of the livestock industry. So right now El Nino is here. We're urging farmers, dairy farmers, beef farmers, even poultry farmers to adopt planting Juncao, because it's the solution to fodder crisis insecurity. Yes.
How large or how small of a space do I need to have to get myself maybe this? I could be carrying home with me these 3 stems that you brought here.
When you have these 3 Juncao, because one stem of Juncao yields around 40 branches. Yes. So once you plant Juncao, you can propagate in 8 months. So calculate these 40, 40, 40.
All right.
And
40 on these 3 stems.
Each. That is 40.
Each.
Yeah. So 40 by 3. 120. And then each stem gives you around 16 stem cuts. So you can propagate 40 by 16. That's around 640. An extension to another part of land that you've not planted Juncao.
Yes. Harvesting and silage, how is that like?
Juncao silage is one of the beneficial part of growing Juncao, and its technology has really been enhanced in that you can preserve Juncao by silage making, that is for 2 years and even 3 years. You can store the silage, and we don't use molasses. So you cut down cost on molasses, because most silage are normally used with molasses for preservation. So it's naturally as it is. Yes.
I also saw something interesting here when I was taking a look at your material. Juncao grass versus mushroom. Can you let us know about what that is?
Juncao, actually Juncao is being used to actually support the growing of mushrooms. You know very well with how mushrooms develop, actually from dead trees. You've seen how they develop. So with Juncao, it can be able to support the growing of different varieties of mushrooms. So it's one of the important reason why we actually we're actually pushing for growth of Juncao grass, and then now we can move ahead in planting of mushrooms.
I love the multiple uses that can bring. It's not just food, solving food security for the livestock, but also for the human beings, for nutrition as well, right?
Yes, saving the human being, that's one of the biggest agenda for Juncao. And it's one project that has been supported by the Chinese government. It has been grown in every county, several counties in China, around 113 counties. So, and also the President Xi Jinping from China has actually taken a mandate to support Juncao for the farmers and dairy farmers in China. So I don't see it much of a big reason why Kenyans cannot take this initiative of growing Juncao.
Right, Kenyans should.
They should.
All right.
Actually,
they've been used to napier grass, or we have been used to napier grass and the rest. So how does it fare across the competition?
Actually, the main competition might be firstly on the CP. On average, it's around 15.7. At maximum, it's around 18.6. Very essential for dairy farmers.
Okay.
And it's also of economical benefits to the society, and in that it also creates employment. One of the most important thing is that there are several grasses out here in Kenya. We have Basharia, we have the Napier, the super Napier, but in terms of overall, Juncao's hybrid capacity actually gives more benefits to
as compared to these other
ones.
You mentioned earlier about zero grazing, and I know there's also natural pasture as well. How is that like? What is the benefit vis-a-vis natural livestock grazing?
Let's take for an example right now. You're not in farming, and maybe you don't have dairy cattle, but once you grow Juncao maybe at your garden, you'll have enough fodder to feed that dairy cattle. In that you'll be able to get milk by you using the Juncao grass, feeding it, and then on top of that, the cow dung. You still use the cow dung to supplement back to the Juncao so as to make it grow again.
All right.
Yes.
When you're speaking about all these benefits, I know we've mentioned a lot of the economic, nutritious benefits.
Yes.
Let us know of the social impact, general, as a country. What can we achieve, even speaking in the backdrop of sustainability and that kind of space of trying to take care of our environment?
One of the most important thing I've said with Juncao is that it assists mostly in desertification. So for areas like Turkana, where we have so many issues with cattle rustling, the main reason I see to cattle rustling is because of food, number one. So if we are able to plant Juncao around areas that are desert, we can be able to achieve the common goal of having fodder availability for those cattle. So they'll be able to zero graze their cattle, have enough fodder for them. That will improve even them having more cattle to survive it, because the area is actually okay to grow Juncao.
Right.
Yes.
I love that it has also it solves some of those cultural problems that we have. Cattle rustling, which is brought by
one of the biggest challenges that we have so far, and I think with an initiative by the government to plant Juncao in areas like Turkana will be one of the most important agenda. And then the other part is that once you grow Juncao, we're supporting most of the farmers who are dairy farmers. If you have 1 acre of land, we advocate you to plant Juncao, because at the end of the day, we'll be coming to buy that grass from you, because we have dairy cooperatives that are working with us. So there's no day there'll be dead stock in your shamba.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to hear about the business as well for someone who wants the stems from you, but I'm just imagining a situation where we are trying to solve the issue in the Rift Valley, the bandit menace, where we've seen cattle rustling and that kind of situation between communities. maybe you see KDF soldiers arriving there and
Yes.
the bandits expect guns, but
Yes.
wako tu na majunkao stems.
Wanakutana na Juncao. There's enough fodder. There's enough food.
Kila mtu anaambiwa rudi nyumbani with your stems, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Actually, that's one of the reasons why we say Juncao also creates employment. Another one in that if you have chunks of land, you need management in the farm. So one or the other is creating employment. I also forgot to touch on the basis that Juncao is also food for poultry. So if you plant Juncao, you can be able to crush it into powder form and also have it for chicken feeds. So that also improves the poultry business in terms of meat and egg. And also Juncao is also fodder for fish. So we are looking at expanding the fish industry. We're looking at expanding the dairy industry back to its level it used to be, because milk right now is very expensive.
Right, very
And the main reason why it's expensive is because there's no enough fodder availability in the market. So that translates to the milk becoming expensive. So the main agenda that Juncao is going to achieve is really, really great for the Kenyan.
Eradicating poverty and food insecurity in all
Yes.
aspects possible. And also some of those social impacts like degradation control and desertification control. Are you a farmer yourself? Do you pick up a jembe?
I can get into the shamba. I have a passion for farming, and I believe my passion can translate into an idea that supports most of the Kenyans who are not even farmers. Actually, we should go back to farming. In our normal syllabus, we normally being told English is a compulsory subject, and then agriculture is an optional. But in the long run, you know so much English, but you
don't know much about food.
You're actually hungry.
Yeah.
There's no food.
You can speak very fluent English,
but there's no food.
But uko njaa.
Yeah. So actually, I'd advocate for the agriculture sector to take this initiative of growing Juncao with speed fast action, because El Nino is here, and we really need Kenyans not to go or suffer the same way we faced during the famine period.
Right, which was last year, over 24 counties, 23 million.
Kajiado was the most hit, actually. And with them, they're pastoralists. They have a lot of cattle for beef and also dairy. So I'm looking at the county of Kajiado adopting this system of planting Juncao, so that we never know, next year we might have another situation with drought and famine.
But we'll be way ahead at least,
We'll
right?
be more ahead, more ahead.
Great.
Yes.
Juncao Grass Transforming Pastoralism, and they have a demo farm in Kajiado, right?
Yeah, we have a demo farm in
what happens in a
Kajiado.
demo farm?
What happens in a demo farm is that you're able to monitor Juncao growing from it being at maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or maybe 3 months, up to maybe 8 weeks. So you're able to control that environment. And you can also pass the Kitengela demo farm, whereby you'll see how Juncao grows and to its level from 3 weeks to 3 months, and also all the way to 8 months. Juncao, actually, per acre, you will harvest 180 metric tons. That is per year.
180 metric tons.
Yeah. So that harvest is very, very essential for dairy farmers. And you don't have to take so long to harvest Juncao. Within 3 months, after every 3 months, you will be harvesting Juncao. So those are 4 times in a year.
Right.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Ministry of Education, agriculture should be a compulsory subject. If we have that as our greatest resource, and that's the backbone of the economy, I think more of us should learn about agriculture and less about maybe World War II. I'm just saying.
And not forgetting, Juncao can go to a span of 30 years. So once you plant one stem, you are assured for the next 30 years, it's just manure and water.
Harvest.
Yeah, you'll be reaping harvest all through.
All right.
Yes.
For the farmers who want to reach out, as we wrap it up, maybe they want to reach out to you for more information on this. I don't know if you're selling this, if they're available for commerce or purchase. Please sell Juncao and the business.
And before I forget, I would like to take this opportunity to actually direct this message to the president. Actually, he's a farmer, and he's been into farming for a long time.
Right.
We know him very well with farming. He has a passion for farming, and really advocate him to take this initiative. And maybe we could have a cup of coffee at State House to discuss how we can help Kenya achieve availability of fodder. For the next year or for the years to come, we will have solved the issue of fodder availability in Kenya.
Right. When you're having a cup of coffee with the president in the
Yes.
State House,
Yes.
please allow me to bring the coffee. I'll get an opportunity to also meet him.
Looking forward.
The president is also the chairman of the African heads of state at
Yes.
the AU for climate change, and I think this is also a very good solution. towards this push.
Actually, Juncao is being supported by so many billionaires, and actually, it's a project for the Bill Gates project. It's a UN sponsored project for African poverty alleviation. So it's one of the projects that is key in most of the states in Africa.
Right.
Yes.
Any last words that you have for us here?
One last word or two last words is that time has come. Kenya, we really need to upgrade the technology that we are using in agriculture, the technology that we are using in our social life. With Juncao, I'm looking at a very bright future whereby once we start planting Juncao grass, there's a lot that is going to change. And I'm looking forward to be one of the pioneers to see this change come through.
Right. Ukiona pastoralist maisha yake imekuwa sawa, ukiuliza ni how, anakuambia ni Juncao.
Ni Juncao.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for creating time for us this morning, man.
Yes.
And next time, please come through with a farmer here.
Yes, I will actually be the farmer with another farmer. Yes, I will actually come with that milk that I've been telling you about in large quantity,
Yes.
so that we can have a very nice coffee time.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's take a short break. We're coming back with Vincent and Faith, continuing with conversations on what the young people in this community or in this society that we're in are doing. That was on Juncao and its pastoralism, agribusiness, and also social impact. Moving on with social impact, we're coming up to get to hear on under the United Nations impact projects, what exactly has been happening and what are these young people doing to contribute back to society. Tune in, send us your questions at KUTV Kenya. We'll be right back.